In the early morning hours of February 15, 2002, a quiet mobile home in rural North Carolina became the center of a mystery that would horrify an entire region. 14-year-old Jennifer Short vanished after her parents were brutally murdered in their sleep. By sunrise, a family had been wiped out, a teenage girl was missing, and a community was gripped by fear. What followed would become one of the most chilling manhunts in modern Southern crime history. This was not a crime of impulse. It was a crime of obsession. Jennifer lived with her parents, Michael and Mary Short, in the small community of Henry County, just over the state line. She was described as bright, athletic, and deeply loved. Her life revolved around school, friends, and family. There were no warning signs that danger was closing in. But someone had been watching. Sometime during the night, an intruder entered the Shorts' home. Michael and Mary were shot to death in their bed, execution style. Their bodies were discovered later that morning by concerned relatives. Jennifer was gone. Her bed was empty. Police immediately realized the case was far more complex than a double homicide. Jennifer had not run away. Her belongings were still in the house. There was no note, no sign of planning, no explanation. She had been taken. As investigators searched the home, a disturbing detail emerged. The killer had moved through the house calmly and deliberately. This was not random violence. This was someone who came with a purpose. Someone who wanted Jennifer. An Amber Alert was issued, and law enforcement from multiple states joined the search. Roadblocks were set up. Helicopters combed rural backroads and wooded areas. Every passing hour made the outcome more uncertain. The clock was working against them. Very quickly, investigators identified a person of interest. His name was George Wesley Banks. Banks was a drifter with a violent past and a disturbing fixation on Jennifer. He had known her from the local community, and he had made people uncomfortable long before she disappeared. Banks had a history of stalking behavior. He had been seen near the Shorts' home. He had expressed inappropriate interest in Jennifer. Witnesses recalled unsettling encounters. In hindsight, the signs were everywhere. On February 16, one day after Jennifer vanished, a horrifying discovery was made. Her body was found in a wooded area near the North Carolina-Virginia border. She had been sexually assaulted and murdered. The search turned into a recovery. Hope collapsed into grief. The brutality of the crime sent shockwaves through the region. Parents hugged their children tighter. Schools went into lockdown. The sense of safety in small towns evaporated overnight. People realized how close evil had come. George Banks was now the primary suspect. But instead of surrendering, he ran. A massive manhunt began across rural North Carolina and Virginia. Armed and dangerous, Banks disappeared into the wilderness. For days, no one knew where he was. Law enforcement warned residents to stay inside. Schools closed. Search teams moved carefully through wooded terrain. The possibility of more violence loomed over every decision. The case was no longer just about justice. It was about survival. After several tense days, the manhunt ended. George Banks was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He would never stand trial. He would never explain himself. And many questions would die with him. Investigators later pieced together Banks's movements and motives. They believe he broke into the Shorts' home specifically to abduct Jennifer. The murders of her parents were a means to that end. The crime was planned, and it was preventable only in hindsight.